ladies, and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk you through some of my top most functional Bibles. And by functional I mean they might serve a particular purpose, or I have a very specific use for it, or it helps me in a very particular way in my Bible studies. So I put them backwards so it's not as obvious what they are. Some of these I've shown before, some of these don't really get a lot of attention, but they are very functional and I wanted to share them anyway just to make sure that they get some love on the channel as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, the first one I want to show you is this one, which is called the Keyword Study Bible. Now I've shown this once or twice, maybe a year or two ago, but I haven't shown it much recently. But it has a very specific function for translating key words in the Hebrew and the Greek to help us gain a deeper understanding, because although English translation is good, it is still limited because other languages can have richer vocabulary with greater meaning than just what we might have for a word. It might be very sort of basic, that the original language goes into a little bit more depth. And the same word that we see could be used with a different meaning in different languages and in different passages. So it's very important that we look at keywords, and it is more of a deeper study. But I do love this as a resource for that. So yeah, you can do this stuff online, but I'm of the belief it's always good to have hard copies of these kinds of tools. So this is kind of what it looks like on the inside. And the words that are underlined have a number next to them, and you can go at the back and find the definition and the meaning of said word. So let's find some examples for you. So this is what it looks like at the back for the Hebrew translations from the Old Testament, and then the Greek translations in the New Testament. Just put the page at random and it breaks it down for you there. So this is a really functional Bible, very different from most other ones, and of course it doesn't include all of the words because I think it'd be a lot bigger than it even is now, but it includes the main ones, enough for us to gain a good understanding. So as you're reading the text, if you're like, oh, what does that word actually mean in the original language, you just flip to the back at the correlating number and study it in that sense, and then you can see where else that particular word was used, because it might be that the word save, for example, was used in one sentence, but then a different word with the same translation of save is used elsewhere. And then this tool helps us understand, like, what does it mean by save? Does it mean salvation save, or does it mean rescue save? Because they mean the same to us. Save is save, but it can have deeper meaning. So this is a really excellent functional Bible for if you want to get a bit deeper into word study and you want a hard version of things, a hard copy, rather than just relying on the internet. So yeah, I really love this one. I don't use it as often as I should, admittedly, so I do want to start picking this one up again and incorporating it into my studies. In a similar vein, this one I haven't shown really hardly at all actually, and it's the Interlinear Bible. So it's very similar to Keyword, but much more detailed because it actually has the original Hebrew and Greek. So this particular version is the Interlinear that is based off the Textus Receptus for the New Testament and the Masoretic text from the Old Testament, which is what the KJV is based off, those manuscripts, whereas newer interlinears, and often ones you find online, are based on the Nestle manuscripts. There's a whole big thing about which manuscripts they came from. You can look into that, or if you want to know more I can do a video, but yeah, generally this one is based on the Textus Receptus and Masoretic text of the one that the KJV uses. Anyway, so inside it's very overwhelming. Again, this is purely just because I want a hard copy of it, because you just never know. You never know when you're going to need it. So okay, I'll do a little close up. So you can see you have the English in the middle, and then on either side you have, this is the Hebrew for the Old Testament, and then it will look the same for the New Testament, and you'll see the Greek either side here as well. And this one goes word by word. So the keyword one I showed you prior was just kind of more gentle overview. This one, if you really want to go detail. This one goes word by word, and you can actually study each word individually and find out what that word means, where it's used, other meanings that that word could have. That gives us a deeper understanding of the original language, again, because English might not explain things as detailed as the original language would have. So this is a fantastic tool to have. It is an overwhelming tool to have, but a very functional Bible. I absolutely love this. And I'm glad I have it, even if, again, I haven't used it as much. This is something I want to look into, though. I want to get into more keyword studying in my Bible studies. It involves breaking down particular verses and really going into depth on the exact words used. So I couldn't do this in an everyday Bible study, for example, because there's just too much. But if you want to break down a particular verse, that might be like a controversial one that people are using as a weapon a lot, and we can analyse it and go, wait, are these people really understanding it properly, or does the English not actually do the original language justice? So yeah, this is the Interlinear, and as I said, I do want to do more of these, in which case the last two tools I've shown you, Keyword and Interlinear, could start featuring more in my studies if I do a breakdown of one particular verse, for example, and go really deep on it. If that is something you want to see, let me know, and in particular any verses that you would like me to go into, and we can go through them together, see how these Bibles explain it. So yeah, that is the second very functional Bible I have. The third one is one that has been featured many times, and this is my Chronological Bible. Now, of course, it's covered up, so I will show you which one I've got for those people who are curious. This one I've got is the Chronological Life Application Study Bible in KJV. And so it's a life application, which means that it will, as it's explaining things, it will give you commentary about how you can apply the scriptures and what it's like teaching you to your life. So yeah, it's very functional in that sense. You have the scripture at the top and then the commentary at the bottom. And yeah, it's obviously not going to cover every single thing in the commentary just because there's so much, but it does help you apply it to your own life, which I find very functional. Also, not just the commentary, it's the fact that it's chronological. Oh, if you've been following my journey, which started at the end of 2024, around November time, to the summer of 2025, I was just studying from this one. So I wanted to read the Bible chronologically, which I did in under a year. Which you might think, well, that's great, well done, under a year. No, the goal was 3 months. So yeah, and I went well over. I couldn't get it all done in just a few months, but I did get through it. And I did really find value in reading the Bible chronologically, because all the reading plans I looked at weren't actually accurate, because there are so many verses that you kind of just jump back and forth. It's not always straightforward as this part of this book, then this book, and then this book. Sometimes it's literally just a verse here and there. And anyway, this one lays it all out for you, and you don't need to worry at all about how you're going to jump back and forth in the Bible to try and find the next passage. It's all laid out chronologically, book by book. If it needs to jump books, it will jump books and do it all for you. So you just read, and yeah, very functional, very useful. This is probably one of my most functional ones that I actually get the most use out of as well. I really do love this Bible. I do wish I had gotten soft covers. I don't really enjoy hardback Bibles, especially because this one I had to carry around with me. So even though I covered it, it has gotten very tatty because I had to carry it around with me, and it's very heavy. But it's what's inside that counts, and inside is fantastic. Very good functional Bible. Getting a lot out of this one. The next one is my journaling Bible. Again, I only bought this because I wanted a plain one that I could cover. It's designed for painting on, I think, these Bibles. It's an ESV, and it's like a paper top, so you can paint them. I just end up covering it in paper, but I think I might paint it one day. But anyway, I would have again picked a soft cover if I had done a bit more research into journaling Bibles. I didn't know anything about them when I bought this. I just wanted one that had a bit of space in the margin for me to do something on the page. So I picked one with a lot of space. There are loads of them like this. but yeah, I went for more of an art one, which wasn't really necessary, but anyway, it is what it is. And this one I use for Bible art. So I use this for painting only, so I don't write anything in this. I have shown this quite a few times before, so this does get a lot of use when I actually do my art, which isn't as often as I would like. But every page so far, I'm just working through Genesis at the minute, has got some art. So in that sense, it's functional in the sense that I have space to do my artwork, and I use it frequently enough, as you can see, to create artwork on each page that represents the verse and what is the chapter and what is going on here. So everything means something to me. I understand what happened in each page as I look at the picture. You probably will too if you recognise the book of Genesis. So yeah, and that's where I finished off Jacob's Ladder last. I should get back into this really. But yeah, function wise, this is very functional because it has this blank space. There are ones that don't have any lines at all, which probably would have been better in hindsight had I done a bit more research, but I was quite new in my journey of collecting Bibles at that point, and I didn't really know what I was looking for. I just picked one that had space and I kind of just went for it. So yeah, not changing now. I've committed, I've started, we're going to keep going through this Bible, but yeah, very functional in the sense that it's a journaling Bible with lots of space for you to do whatever you want to do on the sides, and for me, I wanted to create art. So that's that one. And then the last one, less about what the Bible contains and more about its size. So this one is dinky, I love it. It's about the size of a phone, and the function of this is obviously traveling. So this is a great one just to keep in your bag. If you can fit your phone in your bag, you can fit one of these, and reading on the go. I don't highlight in this one. This is purely just for reading. The font is quite small, as you would expect for such a compact Bible. It does have both Old and New Testament, and it's cute. Who doesn't want a cute little Bible in their bag? So for function, this is excellent for carrying around on the go. Again, I know we can now get the Bible on our phones, but I worry we're getting a little bit too reliant on technology. It is very good to still have hard copies of the Word. So I recommend, if you haven't already, grab yourself an on-the-go Bible so that you can always have the Word with you. And this one I have definitely shown before. And it's in NIV, and it's a nice rose gold colour. The only thing is, in my bag, it was getting a little scuffed along the gilding. As you can see here, it's not quite shiny as it used to be. And so what I do is I just use like a pencil case, and I just pop it in a pencil case to keep it safe in my travels. It fits perfectly. I like it. But that's only if you care about things like that. I know a lot of people aren't as fussy about things like that as me, but anyway, that's a little tip if you do care about your Bibles getting scuffed up in your bag. So here we are. I've faced them the right way around now, so you can see the whole collection of my most functional Bibles. We've got the Interlinear, which goes very detailed word for word translation of every word in Hebrew and Greek using original manuscripts to translate from. And then we've got a slightly less complicated version of that, which is the Keyword Bible. It doesn't do every single word in the Bible, but it does pick out main ones. And then I've got my Chronological Bible for the fact that it's laid out in chronological order, very helpful, and it's life application as well. So the commentary is helping you apply scriptures to your life. Then I've got my Art Bible. So this is a particular function for just creating art. I needed a lot of white space in that Bible to be able to paint. And the last one, its function is for travel. Nice, small, petite little Bible, size of your phone, that can go with you wherever you go. So there we are. These are my most functional Bibles. Let me know, do you have any of these? What's your most functional Bible? Are there other types of functions that you think I'm missing that would really help me in my studies? Let me know. And if you have any other requests of things that you would like to see from me, please do drop them in the comments below. And that's all for today. Remember, Jesus loves you. Lord willing, I'll speak to you soon. And until then, have a blessed day. Bye.